Find other great podcasts like this one at podmoth.network.
Located on the edges of your radio static, you've stumbled upon the Lost Signal, your podcast destination for tales of horror and the macabre, brought to life with voice acting and sound effects. New episodes are released every 2 weeks on Monday on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever else you get your podcasts. Join us, won't you?
This podcast contains strong language and adult situations and may not be suitable for those who are easily offended. Welcome to the Fuck My Work Life podcast, where the work stories are real, the laughs are contagious, and most of us can agree that work sucks. So let's clock out and tune in.
I gotta get out of here. I think I'm gonna lose it.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Welcome back, fuckers, to the Fuck My Work Life podcast.
Hey, everybody, I'm Kay.
And I'm Jay.
And we've got an actual coffee break episode for you this time.
That's right, because we're drinking coffee.
I'm not drinking coffee.
Oh.
I'm drinking a margarita.
I'm drinking redneck coffee.
Yeah. So this is a shower, because we've got a little short episode. We know it's going to be a short episode, and it's very fitting because we are recording on a Monday.
Yep.
I definitely have a case of the Mondays today.
Yeah.
And our episode is about
Mondays.
The
dreaded mucking fun days.
That's right. Stupid goddamn Monday. Basically, everyone hates Mondays, right? Do you hate Mondays, Jay?
I mean, yeah, I do. So sometimes they're okay. Today was a bit of a shit Monday, but I think most working class people hate Mondays.
Well, like obviously the Monday through Friday crowd. Yeah, we'll get into it, but it's just, I feel like it's, you have 2 days of freedom, and then it's like, fuck, I've got to start this all over again. And lately, it's been really hard for me because work has kind of slowed down a bit. And I fucking hate being bored at work. The days just go so slow.
Yeah.
And you're just like pretending to do stuff. That gets boring. And so, it's been really just stupid the past couple weeks.
Yeah, it's been slow for me too, but I've had other things that I could do.
Yeah, it sucks. My supervisor sits literally behind me, so
and I was going to mention that your supervisor is basically looking over your shoulder all day, every day.
Yeah.
So
I have to appear like I'm working. And usually, if I'm bored, I will ask for something, like a project or something to do. But I haven't done that recently because I've kind of been in limbo. And I don't want to, get sucked into something. But anyway, any huesel. Drink, everybody.
Cheers, babe.
Cheers. Hold on. Grab my
ginormous glass of
mango margarita. I'm telling y'all, it's been a Monday. So here's what we're going to do. Actually, first of all, Mondays. Mondays. Garfield hates it. And there are many, many songs written about Mondays and why Mondays suck. Manic Monday.
Yeah.
Monday by the Mamas and the Papas. There's a lot. There was I Googled it and there was a whole list and I was like, oh, I'm going to write these all down. And then I'm like, no, fuck it. I'm not going to do that.
No, I'm not doing that shit.
I'm not doing that. We'll just mention that there are many songs about Mondays. So I put up a Twitter poll and I said, which is the worst work day? And I gave the option of Monday or Tuesday. So we got 101 votes and it was an even 60% said Monday and 40% said Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm going to have you read the Twitter responses. Wow. Some people wrote in after they did the poll with their little responses. Then I also asked a question on Reddit, and we didn't get a ton of responses on there, but we got a couple. Jay's going to go ahead and read those.
Okay. So our first poller is Brink of Sanity Show. And they have to say, usually Monday, but if you start off with a bad Monday, it can snowball into an even worse Tuesday.
That's very true.
Yeah.
It does. Mondays definitely set the tone for the rest of the week, I think.
The rest of the week.
Unless something like amazing happens at some other point in the week.
So this is going to be a shit week is what you're saying.
I just always expect them to be shit weeks. And then if they're not, then it's a happy surprise.
Yeah. And then we have the Gray's Taproom podcast. Can both be an option? Abso-fucking-lutely they can.
They can in our hearts, but Twitter won't allow it in the polls.
Sugar-coated murder.
Hey, ladies.
Whatever
girls. Sorry.
Hey.
I'm already feeling that margarita.
It's like literally half an inch from the top of her glass.
Sir. That glass is filled with like half a can of the margarita and half of a LaCroix. I downed the other half of the can.
Okay. You win then.
Yeah.
You win this time,
yeah.
Batman. So, our favorite ladies from the Sugar-Coated Murder podcast said, whatever workday I'm on is the worst one.
Yeah.
That is very true.
It's so sad that this is our lives, everybody.
Yeah.
God,
that's why every
capitalism.
Every 3 seasons we try to mix in one of our episodes that is like the good things that happen.
Yeah.
Like snowstorm. No work today.
Oh, God. I wish we lived in a place with snowstorms.
And then we have Scottish Martyrs.
Scottish Martyrs.
Oh, they responded with a GIF. And it says all of them.
Yeah.
I feel like this is going to be a trend. And then Chat Tsunami says Garfield was onto something because he hated Mondays.
Yeah, Garfield hated Mondays, loved lasagna. Oh, Monkey agrees. Do you love lasagna, Monkey?
He is. He's like he's a muted Garfield.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have the orange stripes. He's just pure white.
He'd eat a pan of lasagna, I bet, if we put it in front of him.
I don't know. He's kind of finicky.
That's true. He's pretty finicky
about that stuff. Now, if it was like ribeye lasagna, he'd be on that shit.
Yeah. Parmesan. He loves Parmesan.
Oh, yeah. So the top 10 of anything podcast says, said it for ages, Tuesday, worst day of the week.
You know what? Honestly, I kind of agree with them, but we'll get into that in a few minutes.
Yeah. This one comes to us from Reddit, and it is, what is the worst thing about Mondays? Outline Nest 691 says, waking up and knowing that you have to do stuff to survive. AKA adult.
Yeah, adulting is dumb.
And then Just a Simple Wanker 21 says,
Gotta love Reddit.
I'm told Garfield hates them, so I hate them too. The worst part is that they upset Garfield.
We don't want to upset Garfield.
Yes.
What was his friend's name? Odie? The dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wolf's Angel Dragon. I feel like that should be said in...
Wolf's Angel.
No.
Wolf's Angel Dragon.
Wolf's Angel Dragon.
Dragon.
in like a
Wolf's Angel.
German accent.
I keep saying angle. That's hard.
Wolf's Angel Dragon says, it happens every week without fail.
Yes.
Yes. Do we have any techno?
All right, so now let me get comfortable. we're going to get a little scientific about this.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
I found an article on Psychology Today by Thomas Rutledge, and it's titled, "The Real Reason Why Mondays Are So Miserable." So I'm going to read parts of this article. I'm not going to read the entire thing, but we will have the link to the article in the show notes if you want to read the whole thing. Here we go. Feel free to interrupt with your thoughts as I go.
Yes, dear.
Okay. There's no other day like Monday in the U.S. While we, quote unquote, thank God for Friday, celebrate the weekend, and at least tolerate Tuesday through Thursday, Monday to most people is the emotional equivalent of the rock in Charlie Brown's Halloween candy. Against otherwise near universal antipathy? Antipathy? Is that how you say that?
Okay.
Antipathy? I think it's antipathy.
Antipathy.
Perhaps Monday's only saving grace is being the most common day for federal holidays.
No shit, huh?
Unpopularity is only the beginning of Monday's problems, however. Monday, for example, is associated with the highest levels of emotional stress, the lowest rates of work productivity, and higher rates of suicides for both men and women.
I have to say, before you even read the first one, I knew Monday was one of the highest days for suicide.
Yeah. Why did you know that? You just heard it before, or?
No, it was just kind of like intuition.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's probably for most people that do work like a 9 to 5, probably the lowest point of the week, having to go back to work and whatever. Unless you really, really, really love your job, then fucking good for you.
That's so rare.
And these adverse psychological and behavioral outcomes are parallel with remarkable precision by increases in negative physical health outcomes such as workplace accidents and even strokes and heart attacks. The first reason is the change in sleep cycles over the weekend. The article states most people underestimate the effects of changing their sleep patterns on their health and function.
Okay, I just want to cut in here and say, every once in a while, I go hard on the weekend, and I'm asleep by 10.
Yeah.
Typically during the week, we go to bed at 8:30, but we're usually awake until like 9:30.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
who the fuck is this? Like 20-year-olds that they're?
We know people who stay up really late on the weekends. Yeah. Like, we're not normal.
I feel like
we're not like night owl party animals. I feel like
that whole thing where people are like, dude, I was up till fucking 2 a.m. on Saturday. And it's like, if you don't have photo evidence of you at a bar at 2 a.m.
It doesn't have to be a bar,
you're
though.
Fucking full of shit.
You could be up late watching TV or playing video games. It doesn't have to be out partying. I think because you don't have to get up and go to work the next day, you're more likely to stay up late doing things you wouldn't do during the week.
I get it, but I don't think that we're not normal. I think that people take liberties with what they did on the weekend.
Yeah. But either way.
There are those weekends where I'm up till like 1 a.m. watching TV, but it's not every weekend to the point where like every Monday,
But everyone's different. There are people that literally live for the weekend and just go hard on the weekends,
Have you ever heard of Stand By Your Man?
Stand by your man. We're not arguing. We're agreeing to disagree. Or we're just seeing different sides of things. Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
You win.
Shut up. So, although laboratory studies, for example, indicate that even 1 to 2 hours of reduced sleep produces measurable cognitive impairment, hormone disruption, accelerated biological aging, and even adverse patterns of gene activation, most of these changes are invisible to our conscious awareness. The typical person in the U.S. follows a markedly different sleep schedule from Monday to Friday than from Friday to Sunday. In many cases, this change in the sleep-wake cycle is as much as several hours. In this mere 48 hours, the sleep-wake alteration markedly, they love the word markedly, shifts the person's internal clock and hormone cycles. For example, cortisol, our primary stress hormone, levels that typically rise 1 to 2 hours before the person rises for school or work. Early AM cortisol helps us wake up in the morning, but typically declines after this cyclic peak. There's a lot of
big words.
Parentheses.
Them some big words, man.
Not big words, but long parentheses. So the sentence stops making sense if you're not just reading it. Exercise schoolwork shift to occur a couple hours later due to their later waking time. Similarly, melatonin levels, normal peaking in the evening hours before the person is retiring before their school/work day, now start later across the weekend to align with their later bedtime. And many other hormones partly regulated by circadian mechanisms such as estrogen, testosterone, growth hormone, thyroid hormone, insulin, and other appetite hormones all scramble to catch up. These hormone cycles have profound effects not only on our feelings of well-being, but even on the function of our internal organs. Therefore, when we're out of alignment with our natural sleep schedules, we become vulnerable to a host of negative physical and psychological consequences. So, Have you ever worked a night shift?
Yeah.
Did it completely fuck you up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It absolutely does.
I remember my brother when I was in high school, and he was just out of high school but still living at home, got what do they call it? I keep wanting to say swing shift, but what is a night shift?
Sometimes it's a swing shift, or
what is it called? There's a specific term for it that I cannot think of right now. God damn it. Anyway, So he started at 11 o'clock at night and worked till the wee hours of the morning, and he was such a fucking mess. He could not function on normal human levels because we're not meant, most humans, our circadian rhythms aren't meant to be up all night. And so he was fucked.
But I think that's the extreme of if you're used to working a day shift and then you go into working a night shift, it's going to be rough.
Yeah. But imagine, think about when we came back to work from COVID and there was all kinds of crazy hours. Our schedule shifted only by, at that time, an hour.
Yeah.
We were starting an hour earlier. Yeah, and it fucked us up.
Yeah, it's hard. Imagine the people who
did
were
the night shift,
forced to do the night shift. That's really tough.
And that wasn't an overnight shift. It ended at 11 or whatever. Yeah. And it's still just that.
But still,
few
starting your
shift.
day at 3 or 2:15, 2:30, that's a big shift in your daily routine. And it doesn't matter how long you do it for and how much you get used to it. All you're going to remember, when it ended and the people came back to the day shift, all they remember is the beginning and how fucking tough it was for them to make that shift into working the night shift, because your whole fucking day is everything is blown unless you're going to go out to dinner at 1 o'clock in the morning, which, by the way, it was COVID. Everything's fucking closed.
You can't do anything.
You're not getting shit.
And also, we don't live in New York City.
Yeah.
Shit closes.
We don't live in a 24-hour area. I felt bad for him. And to hear the people who stayed on the day shift, well, what the fuck? They just worked. It's not like they worked extra hours. Why are they getting more of a bonus? Why are they getting a bump in there?
Very babied. They don't have to do the hard work because they're on night shift. It's okay, but we're also getting up at 4 a.m. to go to work, which was also difficult. I get all of it was difficult. It sucked. It's over.
Yeah.
But even just that, for us, it was just a small shift in hours, and it still mentally fucked us up for a while.
But I do have one thing to say.
Okay.
So
you better work.
I was listening to a podcast, and it was a guy talking about sleep. He was a sleep specialist.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying that the percentage of people who get less than 6 hours of sleep and can function for a full work week, rounded to the nearest whole number, is 0.
What do you mean?
So
nobody can function on 6 hours?
There are people who can, but in a percentage rounded to the nearest whole number. So basically, less than 0.5% of
can't function normally
people.
But I wonder what their definition of function is, because I feel like I may get 6 hours of sleep a night combined. Like I just don't sleep well anymore. And it's not, I go to bed early, but I'm like waking up a lot. And I'm usually wide awake by probably 3:30.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, look, this guy is going to do sleep studies. So his sleep studies are, we're going to have these people in a controlled environment doing a task, and they're going to get 8 hours of sleep a night. And then we're going to cut them and keep them awake and
how do they perform
6 hours of sleep. And, so there's probably that. But it's still pretty telling. How much sleep is important to a person.
I mean, I definitely go through cycles where I'll sleep okay, and then there'll be a couple months where I just don't sleep well at all. And I notice a huge difference in my mental capacity and my emotions and in everything. And sleep is important.
Yeah, I think emotions are going to be probably one of the first things that are affected by lack of sleep.
Well, we haven't watched it in a while, but we were really into Survival for a while, and you see
Survivor. What
did I say?
Survivor.
And you see how those people just start to lose their mind because they're not sleeping well. I mean, they're also not eating well.
They're not eating well. They're not sleeping well. And then everyone is plotting against everything. And it's not that they're just thinking that.
It's happening.
They're thinking it, and it's happening. That fucking show, I'm surprised there hasn't been a fucking somebody has grabbed part of a palm tree and murdered someone else with it.
Yeah, we need to start watching that again. Back to the article. I only have a few little short paragraphs left. Okay, so where did we end up? Therefore, we're out of alignment with our natural sleep schedules. We become vulnerable to a host of negative physical and psychological consequences. Then comes Monday. Following 48 hours of a late-shifted sleep-wake cycle, our cortisol levels are now peaking during our commute to work and across the morning instead of before waking up. Increased stress and negative effect are the subjective results. The delayed melatonin release in the evenings caused by the weekend means it'll be harder to fall asleep Monday night. Another reason why Tuesday might be worse. Waking up much earlier on Monday than on Saturday and Sunday has probably also induced insulin and leptin resistance, affecting mood, cognitive function, appetite, and blood glucose control. Sure enough, blood glucose tends to be worse on Mondays. The effects of this hormone dysregulation are so strong as to even reduce the ability of our hearts to respond to stress, increasing our risk of cardiovascular events such as heart attacks. The solution? The most effective and practical solution to our culture of Monday maladies is to minimize changes in our sleep-wake cycle between weekdays and weekends. So,
I think age teaches you that.
Get sleep, y'all. And so the Psychology Today says, change or regulate your sleep on the weekends to make Mondays better.
Yeah. And Forbes has their own take on how to make Mondays better. From their article, yes, Mondays are that bad. 3 ways to make them better by Tracy Brower, PhD.
Oh, she fancy.
Number 1, embrace your importance. Remind yourself that your work matters. All work has dignity, and your work is impactful.
So Psychology Today is very scientific, and Forbes is very hippy-dippy.
Yeah.
Or I should say, not hippy-dippy, maybe self-actualization, self-realization-ish.
Yeah, after reading that one, I need a drink.
But it's true, everybody. Your work is important. You're important. You is kind.
Mm-hmm.
You is smart.
Number 2, manage your workload. If you're facing a mountain of work, take control where you can. Schedule your workload throughout the week. Block time on our calendar to do heads down work and avoid procrastinating, especially on Fridays. Oh, fuck you. Fridays is like Fry Procrastinate Day.
Fry Procrastinate Day?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but then you have to come back to all of that on Monday when you're already stacked up.
Oh, well, if you get it all done, they'll just load you up with more.
Depends on your job.
You win again. Number 3, build relationships. A significant reason people struggle with Sunday scaries or bad days throughout the week is because of challenges with coworkers or leaders. Tuning in, asking questions, and being present with others are meaningful ways to build connections, which will make your days better.
Aww. I mean, we do have an episode about work besties. It definitely makes work better. I mentioned this earlier in the episode because somebody, who was it? Top 10 of Anything podcast said that Tuesday is the worst day. And Mondays definitely suck, but I tend to agree that Tuesdays are kind of worse, right?
I think sometimes, I mean, I think it depends. I don't know. Not to go into like my job too much, but sometimes it's like it said, Monday set the tone. So if a Monday is relatively slow and then Tuesday you come in and it's just like fucking get to it, you got a lot of work to do, get to it. Yeah, Tuesdays fucking suck. But if it's opposite, you come in Monday and there's a heavy workload and then Tuesday kind of mellows out a bit, it kind of, it can be better. I guess it's case by case.
Yeah. I mean, I prefer the heavy workload. I'd much rather be busy than fucking bored. But so my thoughts are this. Okay. Everyone has this like camaraderie around Mondays. They suck. We can all bitch about it together. Oh, case of the Mondays. It sucks. We all agree. Wednesday's fucking hump day. You're halfway through the week. You're getting there. You're making it through. Thursdays, or it's like Friday Eve. We're almost to Friday. And then Friday's like, it's the last day of the week. Tuesday's got fucking nothing. It's just like Monday part 2.
Yeah.
And nobody talks about it.
Monday plus.
And it sucks. So Miles Klee from Mel Magazine agrees. So he wrote an article titled, Actually, Tuesday is worse than Monday. And I'm just going to read a couple of highlights. It's not a long article, but you should definitely go read it. I'm going to link it in the show notes because this guy's really funny. But I'm just going to read a couple highlights from his article. So he says, kind of like I was saying, Monday has novelty, a sense of renewal and purpose. At the same time, Monday allows you to coast a bit, leveling off at that early sense of ambition. You've got the whole week to get shit done. No rush, man. I have no patience for people who act confused about what day it is, but if there's any moment in which I can relate to this feeling, it's right after waking up on a Tuesday. What is this? It's not Monday, yet we seem not to have ventured any further into the week. A cruel and featureless limbo.
Yeah, absolutely true. I think Tuesday is the one day I've asked myself more than any other day, like,
what day is it?
Is it Wednesday? Today's Wednesday, right?
Yeah. I feel like
you just want it to be that hump day, like heading down the hill now.
Yeah. I feel like the last couple weeks, especially, I have lost my way as to what fucking day is it on Tuesday. And that I've been off all week. So it says, Tuesday is what people hate about Monday, only worse. You're not even supposed to complain about it, which is base oppression. Tuesday is an unnecessary stop on the local bus line that is life. But Tuesday won't go away if we keep pretending it's quote-unquote normal to have a midpoint between Monday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, kind of sucks.
Well, I mean, look, there's one clear resolution to this problem.
Stop working.
Make the weekend Saturday to Tuesday. And you go back to work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then, I mean, come on.
Okay. But I want to get paid the same.
Well, yeah. I mean, definitely.
I don't want to work, but I want to get paid.
What about, like, you pay me for 40 hours.
But I only work 32.
20.
Yeah. I deserve it.
Or just 8.
I deserve it for being alive.
Yeah. I mean, there have been studies.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to our coffee break.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
it's Thursday, so hopefully your Monday wasn't horrible this week and you got here quickly.
How dare you? It's fucking Monday.
Well, it's Monday that we're recording, but it's
Thursday that they're listening.
Time travel.
I know, but fuck them.
Wow, no.
It's Monday.
We love you all very much. Thank you for listening.
Very much.
If you want to share your thoughts on Mondays, send us an email at fmwlpod@gmail.com. Send us your stories. What else?
I hope your Monday was great. Tuesday, Wednesday also. And, hopefully this will help you through your Thursday.
Yeah.
Just know it's like Friday Eve.
Yeah. And it's Thirsty Thursday.
That's right.
Crack open a beer. Get yourself a nice cold Coors Light. Not a sponsor. And
still. The bastards.
Next week we're going to have special guest Slade on the pod. So
Slade.
Tune in for that. Roll Tide, baby.
Roll Tide, baby.
Bye, fuckers.
Bye, fuckers.
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
Huh.
Thank you for listening to the Fuck My Work Life podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please follow, subscribe, rate, review, and tell your friends. Send your workplace stories to fmwlpod@gmail.com or call our rant line at 310-818-3273 for a chance to be featured on a future episode. For more fun, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at FMWLPod. You can also join our Discord community to chat with us and your fellow fuckers. We've got a Patreon where for $5 a month, you get early access to episodes, bonus content, and more. Grab yourself a t-shirt, pint glass, or yoga mat in our merch shop. All links can be found in the show notes. The Fuck My Work Life theme song is by Big Foss of the Chat Smash podcast. Remember, don't let the man get you down. Bye, fuckers.